since the release of ON1 Photo RAW 2026.4, I've been asked the question, what is the difference between the standard version of ON1 and the max version of ON1? So today we're going to take some time to kind of unpack the two versions of ON1 Photo RAW, so that way you can choose the one that best suits your needs and your workflow. Now, of course, if you got questions, leave them in the comment section below. I am going to be monitoring them, and I would love to help answer whatever questions you may have. Now, I am going to give a suggestion for the use case of both versions of the software a little bit later in the content, so make sure you stay tuned. But ultimately, if you decide to pick it up, maybe you are transitioning from Lightroom or another photo editing application, and you're just trying to figure out which version do I need to get. Well, if you want to save some money when you are making that purchase, consider using the coupon code FreeWillPhotos20. This is an affiliate coupon code. I do make a commission from everyone who uses it, but it's at no extra charge to you, and you get to save money. So I want to say thank you if you decide to support the channel in that way. Now, let's go ahead and dive into the computer and take a look at which version of ON1 Photo RAW might be the best option for you. All right, so here we are inside of the computer, and I'm over at the on1.com website. Now, I have an affiliate link down in the description box that'll bring you to this page. Again, if you click it and you purchase through that link, I do make a commission, but that's at no extra cost to you, and it's a win-win. Now, the website is going to look different based off of when you are accessing this particular video and the website. So just know that if you are watching this video in proximity to the release, which I'm going to release this the weekend of May 22nd or 23rd, but nonetheless, what you want to do is come up to the top and you can see where it says launch special, and then click the button that says special offer, because guess what? You get to save 50% on the purchase of ON1 Photo RAW. So if you click here and you come over to the special launch webpage, there's some information here. Now, I want to give a disclaimer. Before you decide to purchase ON1 Photo RAW, especially if you are migrating from another photo editing software, it is important for you to check if your software or if your computer is going to meet the recommended specifications or the minimum requirements to even run ON1 Photo RAW. So to do that, what you'll do is scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. Past all the pretty stuff. Don't worry, we're going to go back and explore that here in a bit. But the very last item here, this is the system requirements that you need to be aware of. So if I click here, it'll expand, and I really do recommend that you spend some time paying attention to this more than the other aspects that are inside of ON1. And the reason is, if you have an older machine that maybe doesn't meet these requirements, or at least the specifications, your experience with ON1 is going to be throttled. And so I want to make sure that you get the best experience with the software. And so this is a good practice, by the way, for any software that you purchase, not just photography software. You should always pay attention to system specifications before you make the purchase. But then I also would recommend that you download a trial onto your computer. Make sure that it's going to give you what you need. All right. For any program that offers that, ON1 does offer a trial that you can download and you can test it out. But also, if you are already using Photo RAW 2026 and you want to upgrade to the 2026.4, before you make any of those upgrades, or I'm sorry, the updates, I should say, because they are free to you, you have access to it, you should come and look at the recommended specifications just to make sure that your computer isn't going to be throttled. I have so many people come and tell me, Chris, I updated to the latest version and now it moves so slow. And then I'd say, hey, did you look at the recommended specifications? And they're like, no. And so that's one of the things that I really, really want to recommend that you do. Now, what you choose to do after you look at this, or if you never look at it, that's completely up to you, your choice. I'm just saying you might want to come look at this. Now, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's go back to the top and take a look at the items here that are inside of the 2026.4 release. Now, with the release of 2026.4, we get a new tool called Restore AI. However, there is a catch. You can only access Restore AI inside of the Max edition of ON1. And that kind of brings me to the genesis or the reason for this particular video. And it's, well, what's the difference between the Max edition and the standard edition besides the new Restore AI? Now, if you're not familiar with Restore AI, it allows you to bring old, damaged images into ON1, send it up to the cloud, and we'll talk about that here in a second. And then ON1 will process it in their cloud and then send it back to you. Now, you do get control over Restore AI, and this isn't a video to really explain Restore AI. I'll do a dedicated video for that. This one is really just to help you understand what the tool is, so that way, if it's something you're interested in, then you can make that purchase or not, right? But with that being said, one thing that they are allowing until May 31st, 2026 is if you purchase a license to ON1 Photo RAW Max, you're going to get 1 year of ON1 Plus. All right. Now, that is a huge, I can't even express how big of a benefit that really is, especially if you've never had ON1 Plus. You're going to get access to a ton of creative assets that you can download and you keep them on your machine forever. And so even if you only use it for the 1 year, which I think you're going to find that you're going to want it to continue using it, you can use it for that 1 year, download all of the assets that are available. And there is a huge library in there. But not only do you get assets to make creative looks on your images, you also get training content. And the training content is really good. There's like full-on courses, and then there's also singular videos that just help you with one specific thing. I can't express how much I think that ON1 Plus is such a great resource. And a lot of people, they just skip over it because they see it as a subscription. And I just want to let you know that if there's anything worth subscribing to, it would be a membership that helps you learn the software, so that way you can get your creative vision out and into the world a little bit faster. So I get off my soapbox on that. What else do we get here? I'm going to skip over these items right here because I don't think that that's entirely important. When it comes down to making a decision between ON1 Photo RAW Max and ON1 Standard, I think this is the best breakdown that helps us take a look at a glance. All right. This isn't everything. And, you know, if you want to know everything that's inside of ON1 Photo RAW, you're going to have to go and look at the product page a little bit deeper. But when you're trying to make an initial decision of, do I want ON1 Photo RAW, the standard version, or if I want the max version, this is a great breakdown for you. All right. So over here on the left side, you can see the current price for the standard version. Again, prices can change, but if you use the coupon code FreeWillPhotos20, you can save a little bit of money on the prices that you see here. Now, aside from all of this, right, the so what is with the standard version, you get what's in this green check block, right? Use standalone app on 2 computers. For 95% of the people that I speak with, this is what they need. This is all that they need. You can see there's a few additional items here, and you don't always need that, especially if you're not using Photoshop or Affinity Photo. You probably don't need to use ON1 as a plugin. You don't get Restore AI, but again, that's a feature that maybe only a handful of people really want to use that particular feature. I think there's some really cool use cases that go beyond just what it's being marketed as, but that'll come in a later video. And so that's a decision you may want to make if Restore AI is attractive to you. But if you don't need to do any of that and all you want is basic photo editing, ON1 Standard is going to take care of that for you. All right. You don't get cloud storage, and that's fine. I think it's fine. There's other ways of getting cloud storage. And then future major releases. All right. You don't get that, but you also don't get that with the max version. And we're going to talk about that here in a second because ON1's doing something a little cool. But then you also don't get that bonus year of ON1 Plus. That only comes with the max version. Now, down here at the bottom, and you can see this on both of these versions of ON1. And I guess I should back up a little bit here. These are not subscriptions. These are one-time license purchases, meaning you spend $50 as of right now, you pay whatever the price is for your country's currency, and you get to keep that software for the rest of your life. You get access to it. That, like, there's no limitations with the exception of the number of computers that you can install it on, but you can control how many of those computers have an active license on them. So you get that completely for the rest of your life, like it's a lifetime license. And this is one of the things that ON1 has committed themselves to recently, and they even doubled down on that by saying that they're not going to go to a subscription only model. Because some people, you look over here and you see, well, look, they're offering a subscription. They're going to be just like the other companies out there that are offering subscriptions. But ON1 has publicly announced and stated that they are going to keep their lifetime licenses. Now, take that for what it's worth. I just wanted to share that with you. But these are one-time license. Owning. All right. You pay it one time. Now, with the max version, you get a few more things, and the green check marks are pretty straightforward. Don't worry, we're going to get to this little box down here at the bottom. With the max version, you get to use the standalone version on 3 computers. So instead of 2, you get to use it on 3. That could be helpful, especially for those who have multiple devices that they operate their photo editing on. You also get to use this as a plugin. Now, I do want to clarify, if you own plugins like the Nick Collection or Retouch for Me or Rebloom, there's other plugins that are out there on the market. ON1 can host those, even the standard version. All right. So you don't have to get the max version. This is a huge myth that some people believe. You have to get the max version in order to host those plugins. You don't have to get the max version in order to run those plugins in ON1. All right. What this is saying, to use ON1 as a plugin, means that you open up Photoshop and then you go in, or Affinity, which is free now. You open up Affinity or Photoshop, and then you go to the filter section, and then ON1 will show up as a filter that you can use as a plugin to enhance your creativity in that software. The max version is the only one that allows you to do that. And so you will need the max version if that's important to you. And then Restore AI. This is the new feature. It just came out recently. And so this particular feature is only found inside of ON1 Photo RAW Max. Now, what's really cool, and I'll link the article about the release of 2026.4 in the description box below, so please make sure you check that out. But in the description box, or in the article, I should say, the Restore AI is not running off of tokens. So essentially, it goes up to the cloud, and as long as you have the max version and a stable internet connection, you're going to be able to use the Restore AI as many times as you want or need to. And, is that going to change in the future? I don't know. That's not my lane, right? ON1 will have to tell us if they're going to change that in the future. But as of right now, from while I'm recording this video, it is a unlimited token use. So you can send as many images as often as you need to or want to over to the server. All right. So just keep that in mind. And it is processing in the cloud. All of the other AI components inside of ON1 are processing local to your machine. And that's the reason why you want to pay attention to those system recommended specifications, because you're going to need the computing power if you plan to use the AI tools that are built into ON1. This one here, the Restore AI, it's not processing local to your machine. It's going to a computer that ON1 is hosting on a server, and you'll be able to edit your images there, and then it sends it back as a completely new image. All right. More on that again in the Restore AI video. With that being said, you don't get the cloud storage when you purchase the lifetime license to ON1 Photo RAW Max. You also don't get future releases, but you do get this 1 year bonus that we talked about up here. All right. Which again, this in itself is a value worth having, even if you only use it for 1 year. If you are brand new to ON1 and you're transitioning over to ON1, this is your ticket to learning what you need to know about using the software, as well as getting assets and all kinds of different features that you just wouldn't get by purchasing the standard version. All right. Now, I mentioned this little box down here, and this is new to me. I haven't seen this on the website in at least since I've been an affiliate for ON1. So if I'm incorrect, please let me know in the comment section if you've seen this before, but I personally have not seen it. So this is editor Chris. And as I was going through the video, thinking about this new auto pay feature that they're offering on the lifetime licenses, that's essentially a subscription. So if that is something that you're interested in, then by all means go for it. But if you are trying to avoid the subscription model, then maybe that's something you should be aware of, because it seems to be a auto pay type of thing. And so I just wanted to come on and say that really quick, because that's something I would like you to be aware of when making that decision. I don't know what the terms are. If you select it when you make the purchase now, will you be held liable for anything else in the future? I'm not entirely sure, should you decide to cancel that auto generation. So if that's something you do want to pursue, definitely pay attention to the terms of that particular aspect. Again, I had never seen this on the website before, so I'm not entirely sure how that is working out. And so when I find out more information about it, then I will be back here on the channel sharing that information. Now, let's jump back into the video. This is the Save with Auto Upgrade price protection. Now, I don't know entirely how it works, but when I click this little or hover over the little information button here, essentially what it's saying is, if you purchase by checking this block, you're going to save a little bit of money. So I'll go ahead and check the block real quick. Look, you save a little bit of money, but when the 2027 version comes out, you're going to get it at the reduced price. All right. Now, what that exactly means, I don't really know. I'll be honest. But it seems like there's going to be some sort of discount that if you check this block when you purchase, and the same thing holds true over here, right? When you check this block when you purchase, you're going to save a little bit of money. Now, I think the best value for right now, if you are a advanced photo editor, ON1 Photo RAW Max is going to be the best value. However, and when I say best value, I really just mean like overall flexibility of use of the software. ON1 Photo RAW Max one-time license, that's going to be the best value. You pay whatever the price is one time, you have it for the rest of your life. Best value, and you're getting all of what ON1 is offering as a feature, to include Restore AI, presumably even into the future. Time will tell on that. That being said, the standard version of ON1 is the second to best value here. And the reason why I say it that way is, if all you need is a photo editing application that's going to give you a little bit of AI editing tools that are going to work local to your machine, and you don't need to use a plugin, and you don't need to use the software on more than 2 computers, and you also don't need to work with Restore AI, then there's no need, in my opinion, to go with the max version. And again, 95% of the people, that could be a made up percentage. I'll leave you to make a decision on that. But a majority of the people that I speak to, none of this extra stuff is appealing, with the exception of maybe the ON1 Plus. All right. I really do think that this is worth the extra $50 as of right now, or $60, whatever this is. Public math, not my strong suit. Anyhow, there is one other option. All right. And this option is the annual pricing. Now, I am not one of those people who likes to push people into a subscription model. But if there is a subscription model that I would support, it would be the ON1 subscription model. And the reason for that is they've been consistent with releasing upgrades or new versions of their software since I became a customer back in like 2020. So I'm on my sixth version, give or take, of ON1. And every year they released a new version. And that's honestly what made me fall in love with them, that I could purchase the software one time and then pay for upgrades every year, so I stay relevant and recent with the software. That's important to me. That may not be important to you. However, what you do get with the subscription model is it's a 1 year pricing model here. I believe they also have monthly options, but for the price that's really like the go between on the lifetime license for the standard and the max, it's like right in the middle price point wise. But you get access to ON1 Photo RAW Max, 3 computers. You get access to the plugin Restore AI. If you want a little bit of storage in the cloud, then you get that as well. But you're getting all of the major releases as well. Now, that's their standard, and I guess I shouldn't say that's their standard subscription, because the name of it is Photo RAW Max subscription. However, they do have one more tier, all right? And so if I check this little box down here, you'll see that it does jump up a little bit more and it gets a little bit more pricier, but you're getting this 1 year ON1 Plus membership included. And again, I can't stress how helpful and useful that particular membership really is. All right. If there's anything that you don't get out of this video, or that you get out of this video besides the differences between ON1 Photo RAW Standard and ON1 Max, is you should really go check out ON1 Plus to see if it's something that will be helpful for you. All right. Now, also with the ON1 everything, or the that's the old terminology. Now, the new one is Photo Studio. All right. You can even see the little icon changes here. And this is essentially giving you everything that ON1 has to offer, which is the 1 TB cloud storage. So it goes up from 200 gigabytes right here on the Photo RAW Max subscription over to 1 TB of synced cloud storage. And then you get up to 5 computer uses. Now, I like to consider myself a power user, and I personally only have ON1 on 2 computers that I use primarily. It's the one that I'm on right now, and then my travel computer. I could go up to 3. And so 5 computers, that doesn't necessarily appeal to me. However, having access to this ON1 Plus, again, I can't endorse that particular program enough. I think that it's worth trying out at least for 1 year. And if you don't like it, then, okay, but at least you tried it for a year, and hopefully you got some of those creative assets and the PDFs and stuff that ON1 really put in a lot of effort to make sure that it was a valuable product for the member. And what I'll say about that is, if you used the ON1 Plus membership in the past, it has grown, right? So if you used it maybe a year, 2 years ago, the content library just continues to grow and grow and grow. And so you'll be surprised at how much value that you really get out of having that Plus membership. So I know that I went through quite a bit in this particular video, but I really do hope that it was helpful for those of you who are trying to figure out what's the difference between all of the options that ON1 is offering: standard version, max version, subscription. And, you may have to go back and kind of rewatch the video, but I do believe that it's laid out pretty good on the website. And hopefully, with some of the commentary that I shared in today's video, it was helpful in unpacking what all of that is. Now, of course, if you have questions about On1 Photo RAW, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'll respond and, help you learn about the software, especially if you're transitioning. Now, if you want someone to kind of come alongside you one-on-one training, I do offer a coaching call that's down in the description box below. You can sign up for that and I will help you learn specifically what you want to know about On1 Photo RAW. So if that On1 Plus membership just isn't cutting it for you and you're like, you know what, Chris, I really would just like to know how to do, and then I can walk you through that. If that's masking, photo organization, just getting it installed and, knowing what's available to you, I can help you with that. All right. But again, if you do want to pick it up and you want to help support the channel at the same time, consider using my affiliate coupon code FreeWillPhotos20. It'll save you some money at checkout. I do make a commission, but it's at no extra charge to you. Until next time, I want you to stay inspired and keep creating. Peace.